Hello everyone and welcome back to On the Bucket. Today we're going to be giving you some, or I'm going to be giving you guys some summer tips.
Hi! 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 Hi!
Welcome to our channel!
Hello.
If you enjoy learning about reptiles and having a good laugh, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button.
Hit.
Smash it! Smash it! Smash it right now! And don't forget to hit that notification bell.
Hit.
Smash it! Okay.
Smash.
So I'm outside here with Sophie. I also bit my tongue, so I got like a cold sore in my tongue, so it's not the comfiest. I'm hanging out here with Sophie. And she hasn't been out in a while, so she's just a little bit tense, but she'll chill out in just a bit. Okay, so summertime is here. Let's just calm her down a bit. So, a few things to think about. Now that the temperatures are back to being warm, you should really make sure that you drop the temperatures for all your homes. The other thing I've always worried about is in the winter time, if we lose electricity, then the snakes could freeze and that could be a big problem. Fortunately, where I live, there's a backup generator, so that helps a lot. Now that summer's here though, with global warming and everything, what we have to sometimes worry about and be scared of is what happens if the electricity goes out in the winter? In the summer. And this is something that I never really thought about until recently. I'm just like, you know what? It would probably be just as bad, if not worse, if it gets too hot in the snake room. So maybe I should have told you in the winter time, because I went on Kijiji and I bought myself an air conditioner just for the snakes so that I can maintain the room temperature of around 80 degrees. Because my place will often get warmer than that. So we just moved here and we have to set up our own air conditioner, but the snakes got the air conditioner before we did. And it's pretty crazy. I found one of those like external LG air conditioners that would have been over $500. And now I'm just like, you know, when's the best time to buy an air conditioner? In the winter time, because nobody wants one. So I actually found one and I got it for $80. And it's working perfectly, so I'm enjoying that now. But now, with the COVID and everything, I love taking my snakes outside, not because of the COVID, but just in general. But now with COVID, I have to be extra careful, and so do you if you take your snakes outside, to not let everyone come and touch them. And they can look at them, but keep your social distancing, be careful, don't be an idiot, don't let everyone touch your snake. And also, when it comes to that, not from COVID, but in general, if you go out with a snake, you have to know that snake very well. I know which snakes I don't let anyone go near. I don't let anyone touch them. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know some of my friends have been bitten from Calypso, or a couple of my snakes have been a little nippy. And I don't let anyone go near those snakes that would be like terrified of snakes or that, you know, are worrisome people. I only let people go near them that it's like, look, understand it's a little nippy, you got to be careful, and like you might get nipped. Are you okay with holding it? And then they're like, fine, and then whatever happens kind of happens. And I'm not putting them in danger, but like there's a risk, there's a bit of a risk. But even like, for instance, a snake like this, like Sophie, if Sophie bit you, I was actually really scared of Boas until I got bit by a snake this size. When you get bit by a snake that's this size, you realize that it's not bad. It barely even hurts. It's more like, oh, I'm bleeding now, gotta go clean it up. But it's not gonna do any damage. The real damage it could do is, you know, choking you if you're not careful with it. So there's been things happening where people are holding their snakes and letting them totally wrap around their neck. when I put my snake around my neck, I always kind of like have it open and have my hands there, so I know it can't get too tight on me. And also, like, these are boas, they're smaller, so I don't have to worry about anything. Avery would though, so it's just like, be responsible with your snakes. Don't let, with the COVID thing, don't let anyone near with them. But in general, know their personality. I know which snakes I can take out and let anyone touch their face, touch them, and they'll be totally fine. But when you let kids around your snakes, you also have to really watch and be careful, because sometimes kids will pinch them or poke them. And if they do that, you have to like tell them, don't do that.
Don't you ever do this.
You know, because that's just asking for it. So your snakes are your responsibility the same way that your child would be your responsibility. So be very careful with them, watch them. If you are going to take them out, be responsible about it and know which ones, like, it isn't, if you're hanging out with your friend and they get nipped or something and you're laughing, haha, you idiot, that's good for you, but the moment you go outside, that's not funny at all. It's not a joke. We love our hobby. We don't want people ruining it for us. And every single time that something bad happens with a snake, it just hurts everyone. Because people blow it way out of proportion. People have a fear of them automatically. So we don't want to feed that fear. We want to feed fascination. We want them to see them and be like, wow, these are such amazing, beautiful creatures. We don't want to feed the fear. So with the hot weather, I just figured I'd remind you of those things. You know, make sure that you have temperature control so that you don't end up losing your collection to a super hot day. Be responsible. Know your animals. If you've had an animal for a long time and you haven't spent that much time with it, and then you think, oh, it's a nice day, or oh, I saw Matt walking around with a snake, I'm gonna go do that. I go and I do that, but it's just like, it doesn't mean that it's okay to do that with any snake. And I have a lot of snakes, so I know which ones are totally safe. I tried to take all my snakes to the park, but when I do, I'll always be like, you know what, this one, you can touch this one, that's fine, but that one, keep away from it. Oh my goodness. My gimbal just died, so I'll give you another minute. So, I have a lot of animals that I can hold and never get bit and be totally fine, but they're not as confident. They're a little bit scared, so it's like if I let other people try to hold them, they might get nipped. So I keep those snakes away from people. Even Sophie here, she's so calm, she's so chill. I only let people hold Sophie if they know her, if they've held snakes before. She's never bit anyone, but she just has a strong personality, and there's certain things that she doesn't like. And some snakes are just a lot more forgiving. You could do just about anything with them, and they're not going to be bothered, they're not going to be scared, they're going to be okay, they might not even like it, but they're just that chill. But other ones, they have a bit stronger personality. But to me, like, if you can't play with a snake's face, if you're afraid of doing this to it, if you can't do that to the snake without it nipping you, then that snake shouldn't really be around other people. And that's kind of how I judge it. Because if they're okay with having a face played with, then they'll be okay with just about anything. So, you guys all excited for the summer? Any fun plans? Anything good happen to you from this COVID thing? Anything bad happen to you? Share your thoughts. If you have any tips for summertime with your snakes, you do anything differently, change the way you house them or anything, let me know what you do. Tell me how it's going. I hope my mouth heals, because I feel like I sound kind of funny. Okay.
Yeah, that was wonderful, wasn't it? Now make sure you
Take, Sigga.
Yeah.
click the circle.
Yeah, I did.
And then watch this video or this one.
No.
Yeah?
No.
Yes. It's not that hard. Which one appeals to you more? Is it this one or is it this one?